Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. It is time for February's Q&A, and I do these Q&As every single month. I always post a request for questions on my Instagram stories, so thank you for all your questions. If you want to join in next month's Q&A, you can follow me up here. My Instagram handle's up here. I'll also link it down below. So without further ado, let's get started with the questions. First question from Miss Animali. Do you always dress to impress at every Hermes store? And especially before I go for my quota bag. Honestly, I don't, but I do make an effort to at least have something Hermes, maybe an Hermes top, or I'm wearing my Hermes watch, or I'll wear one of my shoes, but I don't go all out. And I think my essay is used to me being a little disheveled, you know, when I go into the store. Like there were a couple of times I went in with I think it was my gym clothes, or I had like my office clothes carrying this large gym bag. Didn't look very presentable, to be honest. Even my essay is like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? So not all the time, but before I get my quota bag, that's the thing. I don't even know when I'm gonna get my quota bag, right? And it's not like I've been in the Hermes journey for a long time, but I do make an effort. Little bit, just one item, maybe two things. I don't know, I just feel a little awkward if I'm overdressed as well, and because it's not really me. Shaiza Maiza, how are the essential oils working out? Any new faves? Oh my gosh, I went on a craze like buying all these essential oils, and yes, there is a new favorite, and I think it's like a duh because everyone probably has this as one of the mixtures, lavender oil. So when I bought all my essential oils, in my head, lavender just didn't smell nice. I don't know, it didn't even occur to me to pick up lavender essential oil. But I went there when I bought my friend his housewarming gift. The sales associate was telling me like, oh, why don't you pick up lavender? Do you have lavender? I was like, no, is that like so boring? Like, why would I want lavender? And she was telling me it is such a good kind of mixing medium. It goes well with a lot of other fragrances or essential oils. And when I smelled it, I was, oh my gosh, I was hooked. I was like, oh my god, this smells really good. Maybe the kind of lavender essential oils that I was thinking of maybe were a little bit too artificial, but that was so good that I picked it up, and now I actually add it with every other thing. So I'll add it with geranium, I'll add it with petitgrain, I'll add it with my frankincense. So that is the new fave, lavender essential oils. Like, oh my gosh, I never thought of getting it. VVstar_1, how did you decide buying Hermes bag? Like, at what percentage of your savings and income? You know, I am a shopaholic, so I don't really have that kind of mentality of putting aside an amount to spend, which, you know, probably means I'm a little bit more broke than usual. Like a lot of people, I'm sure they're very good at saying, okay, I'll take 10% of my income, I'll put it here, I'll take 20% of my income, I'll put in traveling budget. I never had that. What I would do is I would just pay myself, you know, pay my bills, pay myself, pay my mortgages, and then whatever I've left behind is kind of like play money. I have to say, I've been better at it. I've been paying myself a little bit more. I've been putting money aside for a retirement plan. So little things like that, which I wish I knew when I was younger, because, you know, I never knew this kind of things when you're younger. You know, you have information at a later stage of life. So when it came to buying my first Hermes bag, I just used whatever I had. You know, I didn't really, it's not the best advice, okay? I didn't really go like, okay, I'm gonna save 1,000 every month. You know, I didn't really do that. I already had a collection of bags. So when I knew that if I get a big bag in, I gotta let go of things that I have already been spending on. So that was the way I did it. It's not advisable for a lot of people because, you know, it is spending a lot of money. So I think the best advice, if I could start over again, is to do what is the right thing. Put money aside and, you know, spend there. TCA Best 129, what is the specs of the next quota bag? What to buy for pre-spent? So there are two questions here. The next quota bag, oh my gosh, it's a Kelly. So I have already told my essay that my quota bag is sorry, my next bag is a Kelly. I want a 25. I've also given the colors and my SA no, so that is definitely the next quota bag. After that quota bag, I think it's gonna be, I don't know, maybe a mini Kelly or maybe even a mini Lindy. Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if mini Lindy is a quota bag. There, for some countries, because it's so popular, it is a quota bag, but I think generally it's not, but it's just very, very hard to get. In terms of pre-spend, I am enjoying whatever I'm buying. So I bought like 2 tops last month. I love it so much that I'm wearing it sparingly. I haven't worn the black one because I just feel like I want to save it for a special occasion. I know I should just use it, right? But I'm kind of like saving it for a special occasion. So I haven't worn the black one. And there is a special occasion next month because next month's my 40th birthday. So yeah, I think that's going to be the day I'm going to wear that new top. Oh my gosh, you just gave me a great idea. Other than that, I would buy the jewelry. So that would be my pre-spend. Shoes, you know, I'm trying to hold back on shoes. I am kind of planning to do a video of all my luxury shoes. We have hit above 2 digits of luxury shoes. It's like 10, it's like 13 right now because I threw one away. But yeah, I might not want to buy more luxury shoes. More of like, I just want to use what I have. So ready to wear is something that I would consider, things that I can use. Jewelry. Loli Pina, how has your luxe wishlist changed due to the LV increase? Well, I just did a video on that and honestly, no, nothing. I was hemming and hawing and oohing and eyeing over the green Elma, but I've sort of taken that off my list already. You know, I have gone crazy over it for a long enough time and then let that sort of sit and fester on its own. And right now, it's kind of diminished my interest on it. I still love it. Like I do. If I had like spare money and I could just, you know, spend frivolously, it would be in my collection. It would be right behind here, but I can't. So I am not getting it. And then for the Speedy Nano, I sort of dropped it from my wish list. I just feel like I've wanted it long enough, but I'm sort of not sure if I want it just because I want it, or do I want it because there is a need in my collection? Or is it because of hype that I want it and I don't really need it? So there are many, many things going in my head, which is why I ended up not even pursuing it anymore. I just want to be really, really sure I want it. So that's out. So actually, there is nothing from LV that I really want. It's not that I stopped looking at it, but lately, I don't know, I guess the Hermes bug has made me calm down on all these trendier pieces. Pepsicle, will you be getting the beige Claire Classic Flap? You know what? I actually have been really considering. The price is just insane, okay? Insane in the membrane. Today it's just... yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna say never say never. If I get a chance and if I have nothing else to buy, I have my savings, you know, I've done my commitments, you know what? I'll do it. I think I'm at a stage of life that I would just buy it. But that's being responsible purchase, okay? Meaning I have done all my adult responsibilities and I'll buy it. So never say never. Not right now because I just got my black classic flap in small, which I need to put some wear into it, and I'm really enjoying it. So I think because I am enjoying it enough that right now I am actually open to saying I don't mind. But not today, probably not this year. I will have to suffer 2 or 3 price increases in the future and then get it because I'm not crazy right now. But when I'm ready, when I'm ready, I won't say no. M Love Lux, hi Kat, do you have any Cartier piece that you wanna get? Yes, I wanna get the Panther ring. I really do. It's one of those pieces from Cartier that not very common, but so iconic in the collection that I really, really, really want to get it. Hello Shah, Fendi Baguette, especially the new chain version versus the Fendi First. Which would you pick? Okay, I know what the Fendi First looks like. Let me just take a look at what the Fendi Baguette with chain looks like. I don't think I saw this. It's nice. It's like a classic flat but with the chain, and it's not bad. So between the classic, not classic, but between the Fendi Baguette with chain and the Fendi First, wow, both are pretty trendy bags. So we'll just take that out of the equation. I like the Baguette a little better. I think I just like a flat bag. Though I have to say the Fendi First, it's very unique. There are no other brands like it right now with the logo as part of the buckle. No, that's not the right way to say it. It's kind of like part of the opening. I don't think there are brands like that at the moment, so it's very unique and it's very popular, well made. I love the interior of the Fendi First. But I feel like I kind of like the Baguette because it's very iconic to the Fendi brand. It's a blast from the past, and they've kind of revived it, and now they've got all kinds of patterns, so it's very beautiful. It's more relaxed, and I have heard very, very good things about the Fendi Baguette. So in terms of longevity, I just have a better feeling about the Fendi Baguette. You have another question. Chanel Spring Summer 22 handbag collection. Any faves? You know what? Nothing. If the Spring Summer collection is the one with the heart, there is nothing in the collection that I like. The only thing, that sort of sparked my interest, and it's not even from this collection, it's actually the color. So apparently, the 22S has the caramel bag again. So that I just feel like it's not fair to say it comes from Spring Summer 2022. It comes from the last season. They're just reviving the color. So if I had to pick one, that would be just because they have that color again. I love that caramel color. So if you want to get that, I would say go for that. But in the actual 2022 arrangement, nothing. Sarah May _X. I'm boycotting Chanel and LV now. Time to move on to more reasonable brands. I hear you. When I did that video, the chit chat on LV, it's expensive. Like if you compare what it used to be and what it is now, it's expensive. It's crazy. And Chanel, we don't even want to talk about it right now. Like it's at that price point which I just mentioned earlier. You're at that stage, you either do it or you don't do it anymore. It's no longer of like, it's just literally you buy it or you don't buy it. But if you take a step back and you just look at the prices from an outsider point of view, it's very expensive. It's very expensive. With LV and Chanel, they are worlds apart in terms of price. That's why LV still looks relatively reasonable to Chanel. So you put them apart. But when you look at LV and you just look at what they used to be, of course, it's freakingly expensive. But if you don't want to buy LV, obviously there are tons of better brands out there. But when you look at luxury in general, everything is expensive. Let's talk about the Fendi Baguette. I was looking at it because, in my other video, I have one of the bags. But the Fendi Baguette, now it's like $4,000 over dollars. I kind of remember it being in the 3,000s, in Singapore dollars. Okay, three, maybe the high twos, maybe early threes. But now it's at the 4. So in general, everything is expensive. So you either boycott luxury as a whole and just go with the contemporary brands, which there is no shade to contemporary brands. They make beautiful brands. Maybe it's time for us to support the up and coming brands and just enjoy it, because a bag is just a bag. So you really need to just figure out what you want to do. I'm not boycotting any brand. I just sort of am resigned to the fact that now we just have to pick better. We have to really be very, very mindful of where we put our hard-earned money. We can't be spending, I can't be spending as frivolously as I used to. When I think back about what I was doing, oh my gosh, it's like cheap deal last time, okay? Because now, my salary hasn't doubled, tripled like that. Definitely not. So it's just being very, very sure on what I buy. And if it's still LV at a double price, if that's the item I want, I'll get it. But am I gonna like pedal back and say, no, I never want to buy LV again, I never buy Chanel again? Yeah, I've been a luxury lover for long enough to say that it's just words. At the end of the day, if they come up with something that I love, that it suits my collection, it has a place in my collection, I have the funds, hang it, I'll just buy it, okay? Chris underscore Tan 1111. You have 2 questions for me. Which bag would you bring to a black tie event and a semi-formal event? Ooh, I would bring my Chanel bags. I think I won't bring my Birkin bag. Oh, sorry, not my Hermes bags. I feel like Chanel is recognizable enough, but yet accepted enough in such a black tie event that it doesn't seem too, uppity. And in a semi-formal event, Chanel is casual enough. So my bag right now, I would bring my Chanel Classic Flap in Small. I think it is one of those bags that would fit both occasions and not be too much. And your other question, what is the hottest designer bag in 2022? I have no idea, Chris. I have become one of those luxury YouTubers that is just on a different train right now. I just like what I like, and if I see something that is interesting that social media shows me, I'll take a look at it. And I think these kind of questions like hottest designer bags, I would follow people like Cassie Thorpe, who is a full-time luxury YouTuber who is all into the fashion week and the designer week and all that, looks at magazines and follows the hottest people. But honestly, for me, I think I have gone beyond that, because I don't know, I think I bought enough trendy bags and hottest bags that I've hit my quota, and now I just want to go with the bags that I like. So if I walk into like Fendi now, maybe Fendi, so we'll come to that. If I go to Fendi now and I look at it and say, I like you, and to me, in my head, those are the hottest bags right now. I have to rely on the actual physical walking to the store and seeing what I like. So, but since I mentioned Fendi a couple of times, I think Fendi has the hotter bags now. The other brand that I think is really upping their game and getting a lot of popularity is Celine. So many people have texted me or DM me and said, oh, what do you think of this Celine bag? I wonder if it's social media. I do, because Celine was like this with the mini luggage bags, and then they kind of revamped a little bit, and then it's sort of been quiet a little bit more, and now it's up again. It's really, really cyclical. I think with all the top tier brands, Chanel, Hermes being just crazy priced, people are looking elsewhere, and because people are looking elsewhere, people are also buying elsewhere, and it's popping up on our social medias, and social media is the new media, right? And that's kind of bringing up the popularity. So I think these 2 brands, Celine, Fendi, Dior has always been that, everlasting favorite with many people. You either like Dior or you don't like Dior. So I'm just not going to talk about Dior, but I think like these 2 have really sort of like upped their game and just been really, really hot and just popular. Alicia TKH. Would you recommend the Hermes Picotin 18 or the Evelyn Mini? Thank you. For me, I would go with the Picotin or Picotin, because I kind of prefer the capacity, and I've been really enjoying top handle bags. I like the Evelyn Mini because it's a mini size, but the Evelyn design is not my favorite. Oh, don't come at me. I know a lot of people like it because it's so easygoing, whether it's the mini, the PM, even the MM, like it's just this really big duffel bag that you can just dump everything. It's a satchel, right? You just carry it like this. So it's a big favorite for many people who have it, and when they say when you have it, it's so good. But I don't know, I just, other than the mini, the look, I just don't really like the look. Maybe it's the perforated H. It's the canvas strap with this leather bag. It just looks a little bit more, I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but it looks a little bit clumsy, a bit sloppish. But that's the look, okay? That's the casual vibe and the look that a lot of people are going for. But at that price point, which is, you know, coming in my head as well, I'm not a fan of it. But with the mini, I can accept, because in mini, anything mini is cute. But I do know a few people that have it and say that the capacity is really small. So if you're looking for a bag that doesn't need to fit a lot, the mini is cute. I'd go with that. But if you want that bag to have that, you know, ladylike feel and can fit a bit more, then I would say go with the Picotan. Who Kimi 20, due to all the price increases, have you ruled out brands that are no longer worth the money? The answer is no. I think I sort of briefly touched on it. I don't. I think once you thought about buying with Hermes, that's crazy price. Chanel is crazy price, but in terms of brands, I don't. But within the brand, I do rule out things that, oh my gosh, not worth buying anymore. For example, in my recent video, I said, what? The Kusan bag is like so expensive. I wouldn't, because I knew the price before, and maybe I don't love it enough to bite the bullet at the new price. So I think I don't rule out the brands, but within that brand, I currently, all right, in my current state of mind, I do rule out certain things, like within the LV brand. That, you know, that's not fair actually, because there isn't anything that I love from LV. So let's not talk about LV. Let's talk about Dior, because Dior has been having price increases as well. So in Dior, I really love the Lady Dior. I think it's iconic enough that if you're a bag, you know, you're a luxury lover, it's kind of worth getting one, whether it's the big or small. But I have ruled that out. It's just too crazy expensive. If I really want to get in my collection, the second-hand market is where I would go. So I have ruled that out. But you know, if they come out, so I'm kind of eating my words, right? But if they do come out with some kind of embroidered version of it and it's just so spectacular, I will have to really sit down and think about whether that would be a good purchase. So it's a long answer, but no, I haven't ruled out any brand currently. Not that I can think of at the top of my head right now. Guilty passion addiction. Have you tried putting a pinch of pink Hima salt on your water? It's really good for hydration. Having said that, cheers everyone to my water. I actually haven't tried pink Hima salt. Okay, so that's something that I will do today because I'm going shopping afterwards. Just gonna get out of the house, do a little bit of walk around Orchard. So I'm gonna try and find for pink Hima salt. But in the meantime, cheers to everyone because we are on a drinking water craze. Get your water. Come. It's called Miss Q. What's wrong with me today? Oh, I wonder it's because I'm not pursing my lips because it's like I've got lipstick. Shabi Sonia, 5 things you are not going to do or buy in 2022. Or it can be anything in life. Wow, I think this should be a video on its own, huh? Let me try for 5, but otherwise maybe I'll give you a few of things that I would not do. Let's do the ones that I won't do. So the first thing that I would not do this year is be a hermit in a way. I'm very introverted, so I have begun a process since last year to keep saying yes. Yes to not about doing things, but doing things, but sort of more like going out. If a friend says, hey, do you want to go for dinner? My natural instinct is to say no. Okay, but I am trying to be better at it. So one thing that I'm not going to do this year is to not say no when people ask me to go out. If people say, let's go for hot pot or can we come over? I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say yes, even if it kind of inconveniences me, because I know I get so much more value from interacting with people and being around friends and making friends than to clean the house and just spend a couple of days out. out of that. So that's one thing that I am not going to do, not say no to hanging out with friends and making time for people. The second thing that I'm not going to do this year is not going to buy frivolously and follow my heart in a way. So the Elma bag is a very good example. If I really followed my heart and followed the craze in my head, I would have bought that bag. But I telling myself no, because it has no place in my collection. So in a way, not going to buy frivolously this year. One more thing of a no. I think I can give you 3. So one more thing that I would not do this year is to not hold back and doubt myself. So when it comes to work, I think it applies to my life in terms of introvert as well. So when people throw me things to do, my natural instinct is to be immediately negative about it. Oh yeah, so much work. But I'm trying to turn that mindset and be more like, just say yes to it. Try it out. If you fail, who cares, right? Who cares? Just do it again, because that's the only way to learn. It's definitely very difficult because I'm already got so many things to do, but I'm trying to jump head in more. And if it's difficult, I'm just gonna like, okay, there are worse things in life than to write this email, so just suck it up and do it. So I'm trying to be more positive. So not saying no to work that's given to me, as long as not even as long as I can do it. Even if I can't do it, I'm going to try and say yes and take the challenge. So it's like a negative of a positive, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'll give you these 3. This is really difficult. Actually, this is really difficult. In life, in things that I don't want to buy frivolously this year. So no frivolous purchases this year. Stella KP, you have 2 questions for me. What's your favorite video to make? Q&As. Really, I love making Q&As. It's easier to film. Okay, I have to admit that it's easier to film. And I just enjoy getting the questions from all of you because, I don't know, it just makes me think of different aspects. It makes me really dig deep into the brain when it comes to luxury and sort of just formulate my thoughts a bit better. So yeah, I love doing Q&As. I wish I could do them more often, but because we have like the luxury live show, I feel like some of the questions might be repetitive. So once a month, but if you all love Q&As, I can definitely do more of it. And it's also a way for me to share a little bit more about my life because, you know, doing luxury videos, they tend to be just focused on luxury. But with Q&As, it's a little bit more raw. Even though I do cuts, my cuts are not that I'm changing my answer. It's sort of me stuttering my words, but coming out. I'm just like, oh my god, Kat, can you just talk properly? So I'm just cutting those out. But it's not about that. It's sort of like maybe when I'm talking, I'm trying to formulate my answer, and it just doesn't come out right. I'm not using the right words. But yeah, it's really raw and it's very I don't know, it just feels more personable and I can express myself when it comes to other things than luxury. So Q&As are definitely my favorite. Next question, do you feel like you're in a better place this year mentally? I think I am. Frankly, I'm still having a bit of struggle to snap out of this funk. I'm getting better. Last year was just, I don't know, press play and go and be so numb with everything, a bit jaded, a bit negative actually last year. But this year, I feel like I'm a little bit better. I feel like I've got more focus, but it's like I have these dreams. I'm like, okay, I want to be doing this, and yet I'm struggling to snap out of the funk. And I don't think I'm the only person. You know, hey, this COVID thing is 2 years long. Wherever you are, you know, the restrictions are different and the restrictions are more varied. You know, there are no masks. And mask is not a big problem for me. But, you know, there are little bit things of that does affect me slightly. Like I had a whole morning this morning, but I literally, just lied down on my bed. I was just like, I don't want to do anything. So these are the moments that I have a internal mental struggle with myself, say, hey Kat, be productive. And at the same time, like, no, forget it, okay? So I still have those days, but mentally I feel happier. I am still coming back from a holiday, right? From seeing my family. And it's still the beginning of the year. Usually the beginning of the year, you got lots of hopes and dreams, and it's still a bit more better in the terms of the mindset. So I feel okay right now. So my starting off is good. It's challenging with many things, with work and all, but yeah, I'm having a good start. Okay, I'm still having a good start to the year. So I hope this momentum goes for the rest of the year, because, oh, MG, this COVID thing is not ending, and I know. Anyway, hopefully this current brain of mine is still chugging along, and it's at least chugging along or getting better for the rest of the year. _ Pharmacy, tell us a little of your wild youth. Oh my gosh. There are so many, I don't even know where to start. My primary school, my secondary school, so in my early teens, those wild days were just being mischievous and naughty. But I think my most wildest times were in university, right? Where, oh my gosh, it is party hard and study hard. So okay, I'll tell you one story, okay? So we went for a rave, and I apparently the word rave is not the word of the young generation Z, okay, Z. The rave word was for the generation Y, the millennials, the generation X and millennials kind of thing, where people say, oh, we're going for a rave, a rave party. So right now, apparently that's not the right word. But when I was in the university, raves were the thing, okay, dance parties, the Coachella, I guess, but not so much of the live bands. It was like Tiesto and Armin van Buuren, Paul Van Dyke. Oh my god. Anyway, those were the party raves that I used to go for, and I went. I was so into it, but nobody wanted to go with me, and I was like, I have to go. We studied hard the whole week. I want to dance all night long. I don't care. So I actually took a bus. I think it was, a bus on my own. You know how dangerous, okay? Like on my own, I took a bus to this rave, which was, I don't know, some godforsaken place in Queensland. And it was far, okay? There was like, and I don't remember trains working till the late at night. And I had a blast. Okay, I danced myself, all myself, and I was right towards the front of the stage. And then suddenly, this bunch of guys came up behind me. This small, tiny Asian girl, just like do 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 do. And there was this guy came up behind me and started dancing with me. And then the next thing I knew, I started dancing with one of the guys. And then the next thing I knew, we're kind of like making out. I can't believe I'm actually saying that in public. Anyway, I don't know what happened, but I can tell you, things could have gone down if not for the voice of reason in my head, because I told myself I could get like the R word if I was in danger, if I didn't snap out of this craziness, because I was like, just go for it, right? But yeah, I had a sudden like, okay, snap out this thing and pull away from myself, because I was alone with a bunch of like big dudes, okay, one guy, and I was like, okay, this is like dangerous territory, and I'm alone. We didn't have did we have handphones that time? Did we have handphones? I can't remember. We did, but they were like, those like mobile, you had to find a signal kind of thing. So yeah, it was dangerous. So I ended up finding a way to pull away from that group, and they kind of like stalking me for a little bit. So I was kind of afraid, and then I had to find my way back, and I was like totally scared because I didn't know how to get home. I didn't know how to get a cab because there was like no cabs in this godforsaken like empty barren space with just warehouses. But I somehow managed to make it back, and I woke up the next day and said, oh my god, I could be I could be one of those casualties of an event, and I was all alone. So yeah, when I think back about it, I say, oh, I had some angels looking out for me. Don't do it again, Kat. And let me see, have I done it again since then? I didn't do it again. I didn't go like that kind of wild parties on my own ever again. But I did still go for raves, but I made sure that, you know, you had a buddy with you. You're not going on yourself. Okay, so that's just one story. Winter suit. Singapore will increase GST. Will you buy more bags now? So yes, the news came out that 2023 GST is going to go up to 8%, and then 2024 it's going to be 9%. And yeah, it did create a little bit of FOMO, so I probably will try and get a bag this year before the end of next year and just save that 1%. But yeah, you can't escape it. You know, you can't be spending your entire savings and just chase before just to save that 1%. But honestly, I will try and get maybe one more bag this year. ET Bia or at Bia, when are you going to post some of your exercise routines? Probably never. I do look like fit and all, and that's because I do teach my classes, but the routines come from the classes. I don't have like my own routine. Okay, I'm shy to put this out online and let it live online forever. I'm okay for it to be in vlogs a little bit here and there. Maybe one day if I ever work up the courage. Maybe. Last question from ADJD.TD. Do you think you'd like H bags if there was no hype around them? I love them too, by the way. Interesting. So the first time I knew about Hermes bags was from Sex and the City's video. Sorry, not video, that TV show. And when Samantha got that bag for Lucy Liu, and that's like, oh, that's a Birkin. And I immediately fell in love with it. I kind of looked at it like, whoa, what a cool bag. And of course, the status, you know, the way they was like, oh, this is not any bag, this is a Birkin. I felt like, what bag is this? So definitely that hyped up the bag. And then over the years, the more I knew about the brand, about how it's handmade, and I just read a recent article that it takes them 15 hours to make a bag. And I wasn't sure if the CEO, I think Dumas, was talking about the Birkin in specific, because I've heard various things, like some say it takes 48 hours and he said 15 hours. So whatever it is, it takes a lot of time to just sew a bag together. I just found that to be so intriguing and so appealing. I'm very wowed by the story of the bag, and it's definitely something that intrigues me. Now, if there was no story about the bag and it was just any other bag, would I have bought it? So there are brands that are very expensive and probably have no hype about it. I don't think I would even have known about it. So maybe then I wouldn't have interest about it. Because in my head, I need to know about the bag first. So if there's no hype about a bag, then I wouldn't be introduced to it. Then by diving deeper into the story of it, I am even more in love with the brand. So I don't know. I think if there was no hype about the bag, and the word hype, I'm just even talking about it from an introductory, I probably wouldn't have bought it because I wouldn't have known about it in the first place. That's the last question for this month's Q&A. Thank you again to everyone who gave me these amazing questions. I absolutely love it. If you want to participate in next month's Q&A, please follow me on my Instagram. That's where I always post an Instagram story, and you can just quickly put a question. Anything goes, okay, unless it's too personal. I feel like I'm okay to share right now. So anyway, thank you again, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It'll help me with my channel, and make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell as well. Otherwise, everyone, please take care, please stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!